It is that time of the year. A nurse ripped open an alcohol pad and cleans your upper arm. He grabs the vaccine from the counter and pulls off the cap, revealing a needle. Not horribly big, nor thankfully small, but still a needle nonetheless. He tells you to relax, and before you can do so, you feel the annual sharp pain pierce your arm, followed by the sensation of burning as the fluid enters your body. However, as quickly as it began, it's now over. The nurse immediately puts a bandage over the injection site to minimize any bleeding, and now you don't have to worry about it for another year. While getting a flu vaccination is an annual procedure, many do not realize the magnitude of animal testing that has occurred for us to have a safe, effective influenza vaccine. Historically speaking, animals belonging to the weasel and rodent family have played important roles in influenza research, as they have been found to have somewhat of the same progression of infections as humans. This is particularly true for ferrets, as influenzas A and influenzas B are the most frequent infectors. Beyond the vaccines, the health of today's society is greatly dependent on other medical treatments developed by means of animal testing. Humans will not be able to live as long or have the same lifestyle without research conducted on animals. Testing on animals is the only way to ensure and maintain a safe, healthy human population, not only for the present, but for our future generations.
The first ever vaccine was developed through animal testing on cows during the smallpox pandemic, which was one of the most destructive and devastating diseases that the world has ever seen. And with that testing, the World Health Organization officially declared the world free of smallpox in the 1980s. We all know someone who has been affected by Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, poor eyesight, or that struggles with mental health issues. And all of these conditions have been studied through animal testing. And with that research, we have been able to provide both life-saving and life-prolonging treatments to people struggling with these conditions.
Animal testing has been influential in both cerebral palsy and coronavirus research. In a study in December of 2014, Newcastle University's Institute of Neuroscience published an article by the name of "What are the best animal models for testing early intervention in cerebral palsy?" Through this investigation, it was determined that rodents proved to be the best animal models for diagnosing early cerebral palsy, as they tend to have very comparable stages of development when it comes to present white matter. In regards to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, in August of 2020, an experiment was done in which non-human primates were infected with the COVID-19 virus. The reason for this was considering that humans share common properties and similar DNA. The hope is that testing treatments on these primates would hopefully translate into what could be done to treat humans should they be infected with coronavirus in the future. Regardless of the information presented, there are those that will still argue against animal testing. One of the arguments that can be made is that there is no consent by the animal to participate. The animals being tested do not have a voice in their decision to whether or not they want to participate in the experiment. Although this is true, the animals themselves cannot verbally express whether or not they would like to participate. The potential outcomes are far too great to ignore. Many do not realize that kidney dialysis came about by testing on dogs, rabbits, and monkeys. Patients that receive dialysis tend to live an average of 5 to 10 years, with some extreme cases of people living comfortably on dialysis from 20 to 30 years. This brings promising hope not only to the 600,000 plus Americans that live with kidney failure already, but to other animals as well. Humans are not the only ones to benefit from animal testing. Like humans, many pets also suffer from some of the same illnesses, such as kidney failure, which is very common in cats and dogs. And with the first treatments being tested on them, the possibilities are endless, with the potential for a cure being possible in the near future.